Good morning. It's February 13th, day before Valentine's Day. I'm here at my job waiting for a few minutes before I get out. And I just want to share a quick story. I have so many of these, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share some of them. So here's one of them. When I was about 18 years old, I'm now 36, I remember one day I was kind of just feeling just kind of lost and defeated. And I was on my way to the bank to take out my last $2, literally $2. And back then I used to take the bus. So like everywhere, I'm talking like to San Francisco, like everywhere. And so there, like the big poles are like kind of like big trees. They have like wires tied down those thingies. As I was walking down the street, and every time I would, pass by a pole, on the pole there was like somebody had stuck like a flyer, like he still loves you, he still cares about you, like something about God still loves you, he still sees you, he still cares about you, he'll still take care of you, something like that. And I kept walking. I probably had a good like 2 or 3 miles to walk to get to the bank, to get to the bus stop. And that's pretty, I always knew God, but like I felt like at that age, like because like I knew that God was real, like that was enough. Like that was enough to, like, other people who didn't know him, it's like, okay, I was blessed enough to even like have the opportunity to know God. But I didn't know that he loved to bless me with good things, because growing up I wasn't treated that way, by my real dad. He he went to prison when I was 5, and then my stepdad came in the picture a couple years later, and I love him now, but growing up he really wasn't the kindest to me, and I wasn't treated very well. And so when it comes to like God being like God the Father, I had my outlook on it was a little bit warped. Like, okay, well, just the fact that I know God, like that's enough. He doesn't need to do anything else for me. Kind of like when somebody like takes the breadcrumbs of love, like that type of situation. So I kept walking, and I was like, all right, this is what my plan was. I was gonna get the $2 out, and I was gonna go buy, because back then cheeseburgers were really cheap. I was gonna get a cheeseburger and then hop on the bus and go home. And I went through a lot of depression back then too. I was just really sad all the time. And so I kept passing by all these polls. They kept saying this. And I remember at one point thinking, yeah, I wish that was for me. Like I wish like, God thought that about me. I can kind of cry about it because it's like, what a lie. The enemy had me really believing back then that I deserved just the bare minimum when it came to anything, even the love of God. And that's just so untrue. And it's like, I've been set free from that now. Excuse me, I didn't think I'd get emotional about that. But I just remember thinking that, like, man, I wish that was for me, So anyways, I get to the bank, and I'm like, hi, I'm here to pull out literally my last $2. And the girl, she's, typing everything up. She's like, actually, you have $20. Do you want to take all of it out? And I'm like, $20? And back then, I mean, honestly, $20 stretched a long way. I was like, oh my gosh, $20? $20? Like, there's $20 in there? Like, I literally just checked the bank yesterday, and there was only $2 left. And, she's like, no, there's 20. And I said, okay, I'll take all of it, I mean, so little, but for me at 18 back then, because I had lost my job, and, I was just kind of like feeling the bottom of the barrel type situation. And I remember, oh my gosh, now I'm going to go get like 2 cheeseburgers and take the bus home. But I was so happy, and I was like, I was full, I was fulfilled, and it was rainy and cold that day too, so I mean, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna like get extra food, and then I'm gonna go home and like clean my room. So anyways, just that little tiny need God provided, but for me, it was so big. And so often we think that we pray about stuff, or sometimes we don't even pray, because I didn't even pray that day. I just thought, I wish that was for me. And God loved me so much that He said, you know what, I'm going to fill your belly and give you triple what you think that you have, because I love you and I take care of you and I'm a good father. And I just wanted to share that. Happy Thursday.